guys, and welcome to another cooking video. Today we are making, well, I'm not sure yet. I have an idea of what I want, but I don't know exactly, so we're winging it today, okay? So I've got chicken breast in the fridge. I have two of them, and I wasn't sure. I've been eating a lot of chicken that's just kind of air fried and, as a chicken breast. I want to do something a little different today, get a little more creative with my chicken breasts. So I think we're gonna cut them up. I'd like to dice them up, maybe put it over some rice, get some good seasons in it, and some sort of veggies, but all I have is mixed veggies. I feel like broccoli would probably go to the side a little better, so we'll see about the veggies. But I have been trying my best to put veggies with my chicken. To start, we are just gonna put them on the cutting board, and I'm just gonna dice them up. We'll use an actual good knife instead of my steak knife today. A rare occurrence. It's funny because I'm like, I can cook so many meals. I'm pretty good at cooking, but I'm a lot like my dad in a lot of senses, where you can't change my mind about things, and I will cook the rest of my life with a steak knife, and I will measure things with a, cereal spoon. Like, you can't change it. And I've been doing it that way for like 40 years. And trust me, it doesn't affect any of my recipes. So, yeah, if it did, I would probably measure things properly, use proper stuff, but it never alters it. In a sense, it probably makes it better. And we'll just turn it. If I wasn't recording, I would have just turned the cutting board, and then, but you're in the cutting board. Here, I'll show you. You're right there. Yeah, so yeah, it would affect it a bit. Okay, so now we'll just some small cubes, and then I'll probably put this in a bowl, unless I just add the seasoning in the frying pan. I guess we could just do it that way, less things to wash. So this is gonna be one of my weaker meal plans. I only say that because I typically, although I'm not really a 3-course meal eater, I'm a 1-course meal eater. Before I started paying attention to my health, I ate like either a plate of pierogies or a bowl of pasta. Like, nothing else would go with it, right? So I'm only recently making like more than 1-course meals. Aside from holidays, I always make a big dinner for the loved ones during the holidays. But that's typically the only time I really do big dinners. So, for a year now, I've been doing meal planning, and it's been I guess I tend to forget because it's been so long since I've had to really, make 3-course meals. I tend to forget how much effort it actually is. It is definitely easier to just whip up some pierogies, and yeah, you gotta get some veggies going, get your meat going, your rice or your potatoes. It's a lot more work. But I do feel it's worth it with the meal prep, and we're just going to move you over here while I'm talking. I did just clean the stove, although you can probably barely tell. Well, you can tell with this one probably, but this is rust, so it's, It's like a random person isn't gonna know that's rust. They're just gonna think it's dirt, you know? This is an old house. There's a lot of stuff in this house that looks dirty at first sight, but it's like stained. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you guys have ever seen these pans on the videos, honestly. Yeah. Because a lot of the time I'm air frying. Or putting things in the oven, or it's in a pot. Yeah. Or it's so small that it fits in the tiny frying pan, right? Like, yeah. Especially with the chicken breast. This will probably be the first chicken breast meal on the channel where we are frying it in a pan. And cutting it up. I think I always just make chicken breast whole. Yeah. We'll just put some oil in there. Okay, I could season it right now, but we're gonna put seasons in there. I don't think it's super necessary. Let's just cook it up. Grab my knife. We're not gonna turn it on yet though. We'll get some seasons on it before it starts cooking. Okay, I will measure things. I was just gonna like throw some soy sauce in there, but this is a video where I give you measurements and stuff, so I will measure things and do that. So we'll do like 1/4 cup of soy. And you know what, let's should we just put it in a bowl? Fuck it. Nah, let's just put it. Yeah, it'll all get blended together anyway, so we'll just put it in there like that. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm just gonna add the same amount, 1/4 cup, full of water. Okay. And that looks so dark, right? It is dark. See if I have some honey. Okay, we have some honey here, and we're gonna put 2 tablespoons. Okay, and we're definitely gonna have to grab a small spoon to ensure the full 2 tablespoons is in there. Okay, let's add some garlic. And I'm just gonna take the full lid off. And we'll put like 2 teaspoons. Okay. Should I put onion powder in there? I don't know. Let's put, I don't know, do you think dill weed is a little weird for chicken? I love dill weed though. It's definitely my favorite seasoning. I've been buying it since I pretty much moved into my very first place when I was, I don't know, 16. I left home early, so. Just 1 teaspoon though. I feel like 2 would be too much. That might be weird together, honestly, but I don't know. How we feeling about paprika? Is paprika gonna be weird with dill weed? I say 1 teaspoon of the paprika. Yeah, I considered 2, but just 1. 1 should be okay. What else we got in here? Oh, we got some ginger. Let's throw some ginger in. I think we can do 2 of this one. Okay. And I'm gonna see if I have some cornstarch. The answer was yes. Okay, so I am just gonna put cornstarch there. We're just gonna put 2 teaspoons. Okay. We're gonna power this sucker on and put on, I don't know, medium high, I guess. And I'm just gonna stir this in because it's just sort of on the chicken, you know. So just give it a little stir. This is why I was like thinking about putting it in a bowl, but I think it'll be okay. We'll just stir it in here, and yeah, it'll be fine. But yeah, usually I do put all the sauce into a separate bowl and then pour it on. It'll be okay though. Okay, so that is looking interesting. I wasn't expecting it to be so dark, but I did put soy sauce in. Okay. Okay, I hope that's gonna taste good together. Okay, so that's just gonna cook for a bit. I'm gonna start the rice. So yeah, I think we all know how to make rice. If you don't, I actually have a rice video on how to make it. Yeah, so I will be back. Just for direction wise, we're gonna be cooking this for, I don't know, let's say 10 minutes. Yeah, we'll give it 10 minutes. It's got some sauce in there, and yeah. And I'll make some rice in the meantime, and I'm gonna see if I have a broccoli in the house. If not, I might skip the veggies, but we'll see what I got. So I'll see you back in 10 minutes. Okay, just a quick note that I did put a lid on it, so you might want to do that. And we're gonna cook up some rice now. Some basmati. I like basmati. I still like my minute white, and then I also like jasmine. Sushi isn't bad, the sushi rice, but I only like it if I'm having California rolls or something. Aside from that, yeah, it's sticky, and you know, that kind of rice is meant for a certain type of food, right? So this is what it looks like so far. It is not done though. Gotta get the chicken a little more cooked up. Okay, so I took the lid off. I feel like you'll know, right? You'll just know when to take the lid off. And you don't necessarily need to put the lid on, but you know, I chose to. I have it still on the heat. It's just on low, because it's basically cooked, but we're gonna try one just to make sure. Plus we gotta make sure it's tastes good. Okay, it's definitely cooked. There. I know it can be hard with the sauce, but you can see it's cooked. The sauce is really good. I'm impressed. I wasn't sure if I was kind of screwing it up with the dill, but, and normally I wouldn't say that. Normally I'm the girl that's like, dill tastes good on everything, because I literally put it on my pierogies, I put it on my spaghetti, I put it on my fettuccine. Like, I put it on almost everything. I love dill weed, but I wasn't sure how it was gonna go with a soy sauce type thing. That's delicious. Winging dishes, like, it can be hit or miss sometimes, honestly. but I have made some of the best dishes by not following recipes. Yeah. A lot of the dishes I make, I don't follow recipes for. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them are me winging it. But most of the time I at least have a direction at the beginning of the video, and I didn't. I was just kind of winging it the whole time. Okay, so I placed it like that for video reasons, picture reasons. I think it'll look better like that. But obviously, you could go a bunch of different routes here. You could eat it separate like that, or you could have your veggies on your rice and then eat the chicken separate, or you could have the chicken on the rice, have the veggies separate. I can't imagine there's, like, I guess you could put it all in one. I think it would be weird, the veggies on top of the chicken. And this is basically teriyaki chicken, so that's how I'm going to label the video. If I wasn't going to throw chicken on, because that's how I'm going to eat it. I'm going to eventually just throw the chicken on. If I wasn't going to do that, I would put some stuff into the rice, like maybe some salt and pepper, or I might still actually. I try not to add salt to anything. There's enough salt and stuff. But pepper I'll usually put on top. And yeah, let's just do that right now. That way there's no comments there like, you didn't put pepper on top. There's the proof. But there's so much sauce in the chicken, and I'm going to be adding the chicken into the rice. That's why I'm not really adding much. But if it was going to be actually eaten plain, honestly, I'm a plain girl. My favorite way to have rice is some melted margarine. I prefer margarine over butter. And then pepper. Yeah, I am pretty easygoing. Once in a while, I'll put soy sauce on, but funny enough, I don't buy soy sauce for rice. I buy soy sauce because I use it a decent amount in recipes. Yeah, so it's actually never been for rice. But once in a while, I will put it on rice. I like it pretty plain, though. So, the chicken we already know is delicious, but for video purposes. Really good. Very tender, too. I might start doing my chicken like that for a little bit now. Because I was kind of getting a little bored of just having, like, chicken breast as is, Like, of course, spiced up and, glazed or whatever. But I was getting tired of eating it as a full chicken breast. So the cubed is nice and the sauce is good. The veggies I force. I'm not a huge fan of veggies. But trying to eat healthier, so yeah, I force the veggies. I do like Brussels sprout though. Don't ask me why. I've liked it since I was a kid. Most kids just fed it to their dog. But yeah, I like Brussels sprouts. I like my mixed veggies, and I like asparagus. Broccoli, I think, would go the best with this, but I can't say I'm the biggest broccoli fan, but I would have made it, and I would have eaten it if I'd had some today, just to kind of have it be this dish, because I do think broccoli would go better than mixed veggies. That chicken came out so much better than I thought it would. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is gonna feed me for 3 days. I'm gonna split it into 3 meals. And yeah, so another great successful meal planning week. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.